I'm standing in the bridal suite of the Plaza Hotel holding a bouquet of white roses that cost more than my first car, and the bride I'm about to hand them to is wearing the face of the only woman I've ever loved. The same woman who ghosted me 7 years ago, without a single word of explanation. The same woman who's about to marry someone else in approximately 45 minutes. And she's staring at me like she's seen an actual ghost. Let me back up for just a second, because I need you to understand how monumentally screwed I am right now. My name is Sutton Moretti, and I plan weddings for people who have more money than sense. I'm talking about the kind of clients who argue about whether their ice sculptures should be swans or dolphins, who fly in flowers from Ecuador because local roses aren't special enough, who have me on speed dial at 3 in the morning because they just realized their reception napkins are eggshell and not ivory, and apparently that's grounds for a complete emotional breakdown. I'm good at what I do. Really good. Good enough that when Enzo Torrente, who according to my extremely panicked research last night is the head of the most powerful crime family on the East Coast, decided his daughter needed the wedding of the century, my name came up. The fee he offered was $2 million. $2 million. That's retire to Bali money. That's never deal with another bridezilla money. That's pay off my brother's gambling debts and still have enough left over to buy a house money. So obviously I said yes. What I didn't know, what I couldn't have possibly known until I walked into this room 30 seconds ago with these stupid expensive roses, is that the bride is Daphne Torrente. As in Daphne Abernathy, the art history major who used to fall asleep in my arms in our tiny dorm room while we planned a future that apparently meant nothing. The woman who kissed me goodbye one random Tuesday morning, said she'd see me after class, and then vanished like she'd never existed. Changed her number. Dropped out of school. Gone. I spent 6 months looking for her. Another year trying to forget her. And 4 years after that pretending I had. Now she's standing 3 feet away from me in a Vera Wang wedding gown that I personally selected 2 months ago from photographs, and her hand is trembling so badly that when she reaches for the bouquet, the roses shake like we're in the middle of an earthquake. Sutton, she whispers, and oh God, her voice sounds exactly the same. A little raspy, like she's just woken up. It used to drive me absolutely insane. Miss Torrente, I say, and I'm honestly impressed by how steady I sound, because inside I'm having a complete meltdown. You look beautiful. Your father wanted me to tell you the cars are ready whenever you are. I turn to leave, because I physically cannot be in this room for another second, but she grabs my wrist. Her touch burns. I forgot that. I forgot how every single time she touched me it felt like something electric, something dangerous. Wait, she says. Please. I can explain. You really don't need to, I tell her, and I gently pull my wrist free because if I let her keep touching me, I'm going to do something catastrophically stupid like cry or kiss her or ask her why I wasn't enough. This is your wedding day. Congratulations. I hope you'll be very happy. I make it exactly 4 steps toward the door before it swings open and a man walks in. He's tall, good-looking in that generic Ken doll way, wearing a custom tux that probably cost more than most people's cars. This must be Vincenzo Gallo, the groom. The man she chose. The man who gets to keep her. He takes one look at me, then at Daphne, then back at me, and his entire face transforms. Oh, thank God, he says. You must be Sutton. I blink. I'm sorry, what? He closes the door behind him, locks it, and crosses the room in 3 quick strides. Then he grabs both of my hands and is like, we're old friends. Daphne told me everything about you. Everything. I cannot tell you how relieved I am that you're here. Vinny, Daphne says, and she sounds panicked. What are you doing? What I should have done 2 months ago, he says. He looks at me with these desperate, earnest eyes. Sutton, I need your help. We need your help. This wedding cannot happen. My brain is moving through sludge. I'm sorry, you want me to help you cancel your own wedding? In 45 minutes? A wedding that has 300 guests downstairs including, if I'm not mistaken, half the organized crime families in North America. No, Vinny says quickly. Not cancel. We still need a wedding. We just need it to be a different wedding. With different people getting married. I look at Daphne. She's covering her face with her hands. The roses I gave her are crushed on the floor. I'm calling security, I say. I'm gay, Vinny blurts out. I pause with my phone halfway out of my clutch. You're what? Gay. Extremely gay. Like, I have a boyfriend who's downstairs right now pretending to be my best man level of gay. He's talking so fast the words are practically tripping over each other. And Daphne's gay too, obviously, and we're both being forced into this nightmare by our families who are using this wedding to broker some kind of peace treaty between the Torrentes and the Gallos, and if we don't go through with it there's going to be an actual war. But here's the thing, here's the important thing, I have a plan. Vinny, Daphne says again. She's dropped her hands and now she's looking at him with something between horror and hope. We talked about this. It's too dangerous. If my father finds out. Your father is dying, Daph. The room goes completely silent. If you're watching this and your mind is as blown as mine was in that moment, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button because I promise you, this story gets so much worse before it gets better, and you're not going to want to miss what happens next. Daphne's face has gone completely white. What did you say? Your father, Vinny says, and now his voice is gentle. He's dying. Cancer. 6 months, maybe less. My father told me last week. That's why this wedding is happening so fast. That's why he's so desperate to secure peace with my family before he's gone. Daphne sits down on the edge of the bed like her legs have stopped working. I should leave. I should absolutely leave. This is private, this is family business, this is none of my concern. But I can't move. I'm watching Daphne's face and seeing her entire world reorganize itself, and I remember, suddenly and violently, that I used to love this person more than I loved breathing. He didn't tell me, she whispers. Of course he didn't, Vinny says. He's Enzo Torrente. He probably thinks he's protecting you. But Daphne, listen to me. This is our chance. Don't you see? This is how we get out. Get out of what exactly? I hear myself ask. Vinny turns to me. Everything. The families. The business. The violence. The constant looking over our shoulders wondering if today's the day someone decides we're liabilities. He runs a hand through his perfectly styled hair, messing it up. I don't want this life. I never wanted this life. I want to open a restaurant. A normal restaurant where the biggest drama is someone sending back their risotto, not someone sending back a body part as a warning. And Daphne wants, he looks at her. Tell her what you want, Daph. Daphne's looking at me now. Really looking at me. I want to be an art teacher, she says quietly. I want to live somewhere normal. I want to wake up in the morning and not have blood on my family's hands. She pauses. And I want the chance to explain to you why I left. To apologize. To maybe, her voice breaks. To maybe see if there's any possibility that you could ever forgive me. My heart is doing something complicated and painful in my chest. Daphne. A knock on the door makes all three of us jump like we've been electrocuted. 15 minutes, Miss Torrente. A voice calls from outside. I recognize it. That's Bruno, one of her father's personal security. Which is a polite way of saying one of his enforcers. Okay, Daphne calls back, and her voice only shakes a little. Thank you. We wait until his footsteps fade away. Then Vinny looks at me with those desperate eyes again. So will you help us? I still don't understand what you want me to do, I say. I'm a wedding planner, not a miracle worker. But you're a miracle worker, Daphne says. She stands up and she's moving toward me now. Sutton, I've followed your career. I've seen every wedding you've done. You don't just plan events, you handle disasters. You adapt. You think on your feet. Remember junior year when the entire drama department set collapsed 2 hours before opening night, and you rebuilt it using nothing but duct tape and stolen furniture from the dean's office? We got suspended for a month, I point out. But the show went on, she says. She's close enough now that I can smell her perfume. It's different from what she used to wear. More expensive. But underneath it there's something familiar, something that's just her, and it makes me want to cry. The show always goes on with you. That's your superpower. What exactly is the show here? I ask. Vinny and Daphne exchange a look. Then Vinny says, we still need a wedding. We still need the families to believe peace has been brokered. We still need everyone downstairs to witness a marriage happen. We just need it to be me marrying Christian instead of Daphne. I actually laugh. I can't help it. It's either that or start screaming. You want to come out to your mob family and completely change the wedding ceremony in 13 minutes? 14 now, Vinny says helpfully. Are you insane? Your families will kill you. Literally kill you. Not if we do it right, Daphne says. Not if we have a plan. Sutton, my nana knows. Knows what? About me. About us. About everything. Daphne takes my hand, and this time I don't pull away. She's known for years. She's been protecting me. And if we can get her on board, if she stands up for us publicly, my father won't go against her. He's never gone against her. Nobody goes against Nanabi. Nanabi, I repeat. You're telling me your grandmother, who according to my research has been married to a mob boss for 60 years, is going to support her gay granddaughter marrying her wedding planner ex-girlfriend instead of the arranged husband? Daphne blinks. You did research? Of course I did research. Your father was offering me $2 million. I may be emotionally devastated, but I'm not stupid. I realize I'm still holding her hand and I pull away. Wait. Back up. Who said anything about me marrying you? The look on Daphne's face could power a small city. It's hope and fear and love and desperation all mixed together. I'm saying it. I'm saying that I have loved you every single day for 7 years. I'm saying that leaving you was the worst thing I've ever done, and I did it because my father found out about us and he threatened your entire family. Your parents, Sutton. Your little brother. He said he'd make it look like accidents and no one would ever know. So I left. I changed my name back to Terente. I came to work for the family. I did everything he asked. And I've been waiting for a chance, any chance, to get free so I could find you again. I can't breathe. The room is spinning. My family? What do you mean my family? Vinny clears his throat. Your brother Tiago? The gambling problem? Those debts aren't with some random bookie, Sutton. They're with Anatoly Buridz. The name means nothing to me for about 3 seconds. Then my brain catches up and I actually stagger backward. Anatoly Buridz runs the Russian syndicate in Brooklyn. He's the rival family. The enemy. No, I say. No. Tiago told me he was getting help. He said he joined Gamblers Anonymous. He said, he owes Buridz $250,000, Daphne says quietly. And Buridz has been using him. That's why this wedding is so important, why the timing is so specific. Sutton, Buridz is planning to use this wedding to assassinate my father. The room tilts sideways. I actually have to sit down on the same bed where Daphne was sitting because my legs have completely given up. You're telling me that my brother, my stupid sweet baby brother who still calls me when he has nightmares, is involved in a mob assassination plot? He doesn't know, Vinny says quickly. Buridz has been using him as an unwitting pawn. But Sutton, if this wedding goes through as planned, if Daphne and I get married, Buridz's people are going to make their move during the reception. A lot of people are going to die, including probably your brother, because Buridz doesn't leave loose ends. I'm going to be sick. I'm actually going to throw up all over this very expensive carpet. Breathe, Daphne says, and suddenly she's kneeling in front of me, her hands on my knees, still in that ridiculous white dress. Sutton, breathe. Look at me. We have a plan. We can save him. We can save everyone. But I need you to trust me one more time. You left me, I say, and my voice cracks. You broke my heart, and you left me, and now you're telling me it was all to save my family, and I don't know whether to kiss you or strangle you. Could you maybe do the kissing one? Daphne says, and there's the tiniest hint of a smile on her face. After we prevent the mob war and save your brother and maybe possibly don't die? Another knock. 10 minutes, Miss Terente. If you're still watching this, if you haven't already smashed that like button, please do it now because I need to know I'm not alone in thinking this is the most insane situation anyone has ever been in. Drop a comment telling me what you would do because I genuinely have no idea. Okay, I hear myself say. Okay, let's say I believe you. Let's say I'm willing to help. What's the actual plan here? Vinny's face lights up like I've just given him the best present of his life. Right. So, here's what we're thinking. The ceremony starts normally. Everyone's in place. Your brother, by the way, has been seated in the third row on the groom's side, so we know exactly where he is. When the officiant gets to the part where he asks if anyone objects, Wait, I interrupt. You're going to object to your own wedding? I'm going to come out, he corrects. Publicly. Dramatically. I'm going to call Christian up to the altar, and I'm going to tell everyone that I'm in love with him, and I can't marry Daphne. They'll kill you, I say flatly. Not if Nanabi stands up first, Daphne says. She's still kneeling in front of me, and her eyes are blazing now. Not if she makes it clear that anyone who touches Vinny answers to her. My Nana doesn't just have power because she married into the family, Sutton. She is the power. She's been running everything from behind the scenes for 30 years. My grandfather was the face. She was the brain. And she is dirt on everyone. Every family. Every cop. Every politician. She's untouchable. And she's okay with this plan? She's the one who suggested it, Daphne admits. I went to her last week. I told her I couldn't go through with the wedding. I told her about you. She said, Daphne's voice gets soft. She said that she married my grandfather because she loved him, and then she had to watch him become someone she didn't recognize. She said she spent 60 years protecting our family by making impossible choices, but she won't make me do the same thing. She won't let me sacrifice love for legacy. My throat is tight. Your Nana said that? She also said that if you're half as smart as I always claimed you were, you'd figure out a way to make this work. Daphne reaches up and touches my face. Her hand is shaking. So, are you? That's smart. I should say no. I should walk out of this room, go downstairs, tell the father of the bride that his daughter is having a crisis, collect my very large check, and never look back. I should protect myself. I should choose safety. But then I think about Tiago. Sweet, stupid Tiago who's in over his head with a man who kills people for a living. I think about Daphne spending 7 years trapped in a life she never wanted because she was trying to save my family. I think about Vinny, who just wants to make risotto without worrying about cement shoes. And I think about the fact that I have apparently been in love with Daphne Torrente for 7 years, and I'm possibly about to get a second chance. Okay, I say. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I stand up and Daphne scrambles to her feet. Vinny is looking at me like I'm about to perform actual magic. First, we need to get Christian up here right now. Second, I need my assistant Ellis. Third, I need to talk to Nanabi immediately. And fourth, I look at Daphne. Fourth, you need to tell me everything you know about Barid's plan. Every detail. Because if we're going to stop an assassination and pull off the wedding switch of the century, we need to know exactly what we're up against. There's one more thing, Vinny says. He looks genuinely apologetic. Barid's isn't the only problem. My father doesn't actually want peace with the Torrentes. He's using this wedding to get close enough to plant his own people in Enzo's operation. Once they're in place, he's planning to take over everything. So we're not just stopping Barid's. We're stopping both of our fathers from starting a war that will destroy everyone. I stare at him. Is there anything else? Any other massive life-threatening detail you want to share? Secret bombs? Hidden assassins? A dragon? No dragons, Vinny says. But there is one more tiny issue. What? The FBI is here. They've been watching both families for months. They know something's going down today. And if we're not careful, everyone in this building is going to get arrested. I actually laugh. It's a slightly hysterical sound, but I can't help it. Great. Perfect. Wonderful. So we need to stop 2 assassination plots, prevent a mob war, protect my brother, out you to your entire family, somehow switch the entire wedding ceremony, and avoid federal prison. All in 9 minutes. 8 minutes now, Vinny says. Daphne takes both of my hands. Sutton, can you do this? I look into her eyes. Those same brown eyes that used to look at me in our dorm room like I was the most important person in the world. And I realize something. I've spent 7 years building a career out of handling impossible situations. Bridezillas who change their minds 17 times. Venues that flood. Cakes that collapse. Drunken relatives who try to fistfight the DJ. I've dealt with everything. But I've never been in love with the bride before. Yeah, I say. Yeah, I can do this. But if we survive, you owe me the longest explanation of your life, a really excellent apology, and at least 3 months of groveling. Daphne's smile could light up the entire city. Deal. Also, I'm keeping the $2 million. Absolutely fair. Vinny unlocks the door and sticks his head out. Christian, get up here now. A minute later, a tall, gorgeous man with dark skin and the most beautiful smile I've ever seen practically runs into the room. Vinny, what's wrong? They said you needed. He stops. Looks at all of us. Oh, are we doing the thing? We're doing the thing, Vinny confirms. Thank God. This charade was killing me. Christian immediately goes to Vinny and kisses him. Just straight up kisses him like it's the most natural thing in the world. When they break apart, he grins at me. You must be the famous Sutton. Vinny hasn't shut up about you for 2 months. I need Ellis, I say, pulling out my phone. And I need her to bring the backup emergency kit from the car. What's in the emergency kit? Daphne asks. Everything, I say. I'm already texting. Sewing supplies, safety pins, super glue, energy bars, breath mints, and a taser. Why do you have a taser in your emergency kit? You've clearly never planned a wedding for hedge fund managers, I mutter. My phone buzzes. Ellis is on her way. Okay. Vinny, Christian, you two need to get downstairs right now. Act normal. When the ceremony starts, you're going to be standing at the altar with the rest of the groomsmen. Christian, you're the best man, so you'll be right next to Vinny. That's perfect. That's what we need. What about me? Daphne asks. You're going to walk down that aisle exactly as planned. You're going to be the most beautiful bride anyone has ever seen. And when the moment comes, you're going to trust that I know what I'm doing. I do trust you, she says. Even though I currently have no actual plan and I'm making this up as I go. Especially because of that, Daphne says. That's when you're at your best. There's another knock. This time it's Ellis, my assistant, looking completely frazzled. She's a tiny woman with bright purple hair and more piercings than I can count, and she's the single most organized human being I've ever met. Sutton, what's the emergency? I brought the kit, but she stops. Looks around the room. Looks at me. Oh no. I know that face. That's your everything is going wrong face. What's going wrong? How much do you love me? I ask. On a scale of 1 to 10? Probably a 6 on a normal day. What if I told you we need to completely change this wedding ceremony in about 6 minutes and also possibly prevent multiple murders? Ellis doesn't even blink. Then I'd say we better get started. What do you need? This is why I pay her twice what any other assistant makes. I need you to find Bianca Torrente. She's the bride's grandmother. Probably downstairs already. Tell her that the eagle is flying early. The eagle is flying early, Ellis repeats. That's the code phrase? Daphne, is that the code phrase? Yes, Daphne confirms. Nana will know what it means. She'll come upstairs. Also, I say to Ellis, I need you to identify which guests are Barid's people. Daphne, do you have photos? Not photos, but I know their names. Anatoly brought 3 of his lieutenants. Viktor Morozov, Alexei Sokolov, and Dmitry Volkov. She rattles off descriptions, and I'm frantically typing them into my phone while Ellis records everything on her tablet. Got it, Ellis says. I'll point them out to security. No, all 3 of us say at once. Security is on the payroll, Vinny explains. We don't know whose side they're on. We can't trust any of them. Then who can we trust? Ellis asks. Us, I say. Just us. And Nanabi. And apparently your moral compass and my ability to think under pressure. I look at my phone. For minutes until showtime. Ellis, go. Find the Nana. Vinny, Christian, get downstairs. Daphne, I turn to her. I need 5 seconds alone with you. The guys leave. Ellis gives me a look that clearly says, we're talking about this later, and follows them out. Then it's just me and Daphne in this room with its white roses and its fairy lights and its absolutely insane situation. I'm terrified, Daphne says. Me too. If this goes wrong. It's not going to go wrong. But if it does. I step forward and cup her face in my hands. Daphne, listen to me. 7 years ago, you left to save my family. You gave up everything. Your education. Your freedom. Your future. You gave up us. And I'm not going to lie, that destroyed me. I've spent 7 years being angry and hurt and convinced I'd never feel that way about anyone again. I brush my thumb across her cheekbone and she leans into the touch. But right now, in this moment, I'm choosing to trust that you did what you thought was right. I'm choosing to believe that you love me enough to let me go. And I'm choosing to help you get free. Not because I think we can just pick up where we left off. Not because I'm over what happened. But because everyone deserves a chance to choose their own life. Even mob princesses who break wedding planners' hearts. Daphne's eyes are wet. I never stopped loving you. Not for one single day. Then let's make sure you live long enough to prove it, I say. And then, because I'm apparently completely out of my mind, I kiss her. It's soft and quick, and it tastes like 7 years of questions and maybe, possibly, the beginning of answers. When I pull back, Daphne is looking at me like I've given her something precious. Now go, I say. Your father is going to come get you in about 2 minutes. You're going to walk down that aisle. You're going to smile. You're going to be perfect. And when things get crazy, follow my lead. What's your lead going to be? Honestly? No idea. But it'll be brilliant. I promise. She laughs. It's watery and a little broken, but it's real. Then she picks up her bouquet from where it fell, straightens her dress, and transforms. Just like that, she's not my Daphne anymore. She's Miss Torrente, daughter of Don Enzo Torrente, composed and beautiful and untouchable. Let's go stop a mob war, she says. I'm about to respond when my phone buzzes. It's a text from Ellis, found Nana. She says to tell you she's been waiting 40 years for someone interesting to crash a family wedding. Also, she likes your shoes. Despite everything, I smile. Then another text comes through. This one from a number I don't recognize. Miss Moretti. This is Enzo Torrente. My daughter requested that you be present during the ceremony as her personal attendant. Please take your place near the altar. I'll be collecting Daphne momentarily. My hands are shaking as I type back, of course, Mr. Torrente. It would be my honor. Honor. Right. If he knew what I was actually planning, honor would be the last word he'd use. I slip out of the bridal suite and head downstairs. The Plaza's ballroom has been transformed into something out of a fairy tale. Thousands of white roses, crystal chandeliers, silk draping, candles everywhere. 300 guests are already seated, all of them dressed to kill. Literally, in some cases. I spot Tiago immediately. Third row, groom's side, exactly where Vinny said. My baby brother looks so young in his suit, his hair slicked back, completely oblivious to the danger he's in. I want to run over there and drag him out of the building, but I can't. Not yet. If I tip our hand too early, people die. Ellis appears at my elbow. Nanabi is in position. She's sitting front row, bride's side. The woman next to her is her daughter-in-law, Enzo's wife. They're not close. Good to know. What about Barid's people? All three are scattered through the crowd. Victor is near the back aisle seat. Alexei is middle section, also on the aisle. She pauses. Dimitri is standing near the service entrance to the kitchen. Sutton, he's positioned exactly where he'd need to be to access the venue's back corridors, which lead to the private rooms where the families will retire after the ceremony, including Enzo Torrente's personal suite. So that's the plan. Wait until after the ceremony when everyone's relaxed and celebrating, then hit Enzo in his private room where he'll have minimal security. It's actually smart. Brutal, but smart. Okay, I say. Okay. We need to make sure the ceremony never finishes. If we can disrupt it before the vows are complete, before everyone disperses, then Barid's people won't be able to make their move, Ellis finishes. Sutton, this is insane. I know. If we're wrong about any of this, we're not. How can you be sure? I look at her. Ellis has been with me for 3 years. She's helped me handle every kind of disaster. She's never once questioned my judgment, even when I've been clearly making it up as I go along. Because the alternative is watching people I care about die. And I'm not doing that. Not today. Ellis nods slowly. Okay, what do you need me to do? Before I can answer, the music changes. The processional is starting. The guests all stand and turn toward the back of the ballroom. My heart is hammering so hard I'm surprised everyone can't hear it. The wedding party starts their walk. Bridesmaids in blush pink, groomsmen in classic black. Christian is the last groomsman before the best man. When he passes me, he gives the tiniest nod. He's ready. Then Vinny takes his place at the altar with the officiant. He looks calm, collected, like he's not about to blow up his entire life. The music swells. Everyone's attention fixes on the back of the room. And Daphne appears. She's on her father's arm. Don Enzo Torrente is a big man, easily 6'3", with silver hair and a face that's probably handsome when it's not arranged in an expression that suggests he's mentally calculating the most efficient way to dispose of your body. He looks proud, possessive, completely unaware that his daughter is about to destroy every single one of his plans. They start the long walk down the aisle. Daphne's eyes find mine. She's terrified. I can see it in the tiny tremor of her hands, the way she's breathing too fast. But she keeps walking. I position myself near the front, close enough to the altar that I can intervene if necessary, but not so close that I'm obviously out of place. Ellis melts into the background, tablet in hand, ready for whatever I need. Enzo and Daphne reach the altar. The officiant says something about who gives this woman in marriage. Enzo says her family does in this deep, gravelly voice that makes it sound like a threat as much as a blessing. Then he kisses Daphne's forehead and takes his seat in the front row, next to a tiny elderly woman who must be Nanabi. I get my first good look at her. She's maybe 5 feet tall, dressed in elegant black, with white hair pinned up in an elaborate style. She looks like everyone's sweet Italian grandmother. She also looks like she could order a hit without blinking. When her eyes meet mine, she winks. I nearly have a heart attack right there. The officiant begins. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today. I tune him out. I'm watching the room. Victor near the back is completely still, but his hand is inside his jacket. Alexei in the middle keeps glancing at his watch. Dmitri by the kitchen has his phone out, probably coordinating with whoever's waiting in the back corridors. The ceremony continues. Standard wedding script. Love and honor and cherish. For better or worse. In sickness and in health. Daphne's voice shakes when she repeats her lines. Vinny sounds like he's being strangled. We're getting close now. The vows are almost done. The officiant is about to ask for the rings. And then something happens that I didn't plan for, didn't expect, and absolutely cannot allow. Tiago stands up. My brother, my stupid sweet baby brother, stands up in the middle of the ceremony and says loudly, I'm sorry. I can't let this happen. Every single person in that ballroom turns to stare at him, including 3 Russian mobsters who suddenly look extremely alert, including Don Enzo Torrente, whose face has gone from proud father to lethal crime boss in approximately half a second. Tiago, I hiss, but he can't hear me. Or he's not listening. Mr. Torrente, Tiago says, and his voice is shaking. I'm so sorry. But I can't let your daughter marry into the Gallo family when I have information. He's going to blow everything. Whatever Barids told him, whatever lie they fed him to use him as their pawn, he's about to say it right here, right now, in front of everyone. And the second he does, Barids' people are going to panic and move early, and this entire room is going to turn into a bloodbath. Every single person in that ballroom turns to stare at him, including 3 Russian mobsters who suddenly look extremely alert, including Don Enzo Torrente, whose face has gone from proud father to lethal crime boss in approximately half a second. Victor near the back, his hand is inside his jacket now. I can see it. Alexei in the middle is reaching for something. Dmitri by the kitchen is moving, and I know we have about 10 seconds before someone starts shooting. Daphne's eyes meet mine across the room. She's terrified. Vinny looks like he might pass out. Christian is frozen at the altar. And my stupid, sweet, naive baby brother is still talking, still revealing whatever Barids told him to say, and I realize with horrible clarity that I'm about to watch everyone I care about die. Unless I do something right now. I open my mouth to scream, to stop him, to do anything. And that's when the gunshot rings out. If you want to know who got shot, if anyone survived, and whether I managed to stop a mob war in the middle of a wedding ceremony, you need to watch part 2. Drop a comment right now telling me what you would do if your brother was about to get everyone killed at a mob wedding. Hit that like button if your heart is racing as much as mine was in that moment. And subscribe because I promise you, what happens next is absolutely insane, and you're not going to want to miss a single second. Batch 2 is coming soon, and trust me, the person who fired that shot, it's not who you think. I'll see you there, if we all survive.